Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 8th annual Flat Track Fever. This year, a WFTDA sponsored and sanctioned event. This, of course, being co-hosted by Chinook City and Calgary Roller Derby. My name is Fat Boy. I'm joined alongside here with...
I'm Swiss Army Roy.
As we get ready to watch this next mixed gender bout between the near-death oddities and the Killer Bees. The Killer Bees, of course, Saskatoon Roller Derby League's B team, their developmental team. They're here this weekend having an absolute amazing time. They've had a lot of fun. Unfortunate for them, they've lost both bouts so far, but they're here just to have a good time.
Both these teams are doing a fantastic job with this co-ed roller derby this weekend. Oil City Roller Derby, near-death oddities. They won their first bout against the Crude Assassins. They lost their second against CCRD Natural Born Thrillers. That score there being a 166 to 150. And here's our rosters for the near-death oddities. Skating under the number 0, Masquad. Number 6, Sneak Attack. Number 8, Darth Skater. Number 9, Roxy Balboa. Number 10, Blood Gin. Number 12, Yabby. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, Troublesome. Skating under the number 14, Pee-wee. 979 is London Brawling. Number 21 is Harley Sin. Number 2222 is the Double Shot. 286, Clancy John. Skating under the number 30, Push Pass. Number 314 is Low Key. Number 33 is Isa Hotbrod. Number 48 is Chaos. Number 73, Mad Piper, will be wearing the C for this games. Number 8008, Vulcan Death Grip, and number 82 is Summer Fling. On the bench we have Sour Cherry, Clumsy Lover, and Push Pass.
Now let's take a look at the SRDL Killa Bees lineup. Starting with 9, McLeod 9, 1888, Ripper, 78, Blondie, 999, Mad Max, 411, Amanda Stroyer, 89 with the C, Pippi Longstompings, 131, Reese, 60, Gotham, 747, Hot Rod, 333, Savage, 98, Show Me, 5, Grand Master Smash, 87, Kitty Creamer, and 92, Dark Wheel Duck. And on our bench today, Coach Mr. Bits, Pterodactyl, and Ob Zombie, and Smash Bandicoot. As we line up here, we're going to start off with the first jammer, Show Me Your Hits, going up against Sneak Attack.
Sneak Attack moving to the outside. Right off the hop, they're able to grab lead jam. Followed closely by Show Me. Show Me grabbing the lead jam. Looking for instructions from the sideline. As he gets his instructions, he calls that one to a quick end.
Gonna start with a quick hit it and quit it. Scoreless after that first jam. Of course, as I said, the SRDL Killa Bees, the developmental team from Saskatoon. They are the B travel team and co-ed. They're constantly learning and evolving to be amazing on the track. Lined up now with the star for the yellow jerseyed Killa Bees, that's McLeod 9. And with 286 in red, that's going to be Clancy John.
Clancy John able to get out there first. McLeod 9 still being held up by that near-death oddity squad.
McLeod 9 looking for a little offense from her pivot. That is Grandmaster Smash. Grandmaster Smash from Hawaii here with the Echo Knockouts WFTDA team. Took the opportunity to do some skating with the Killa Bees as Clancy's going to get out for lead.
This co-ed bracket this weekend has been awesome. Some of the quickest games all weekend long.
Very quick games and very fun games to watch as McLeod 9 comes back around, dragged out by Mad Piper. She does have the star in her hand.
Clancy able to push on out through the front there. McLeod passes the star off to...
Okay, so Grandmaster Smash now wearing the star.
We want to thank everybody out there online that's been here all weekend. Again, this is Flat Track Fever 2019, a WFTDA sanctioned event. Clancy going around. 4 points on that last pass.
Grandmaster Smash took a big hit there by Matt Piper, then dragged back, looking to get through one-on-one with Piper, does a little deke, stops and rolls around, dekes again, gets around Piper as the pack starts to spread. Smash is going to get out and grab 4 points as Clancy John rolls for another 4 and calls that one off.
We're going to call that one into the record books. Near Death, Killer Bees sitting with 4, Near Death Oddities with 16 currently. We go back to action here. We'll have about 27 minutes and 21 seconds left on the first period playing clock. Who do we have on that line there, Fat Boy?
So Swiss, we're going to have a Dark Wheel Duck 92 there. He also happens to be a busy man as he's the coach for the SRDL, I should say one of the coaches, for the SRDL Mindfox, another WFTDA bracket team this weekend, and Pee-wee in red. Ooh.
Pee-wee's been rocked around pretty hardly this weekend, but keeps coming up with a big smile as he comes out first.
Yep, Pee-wee's been a lot of fun to watch. Really plays a physical game. Doesn't try and avoid any of those big hits. He just goes straight for the center.
To that end, he ends up on his knees right at the pack. Darkwheel shaking his head as the whistle goes.
Yeah, it looked like Darkwheel was hoping to get one more before that one was called to a conclusion. Not getting it from the referee. So that one's going to close now with a score of 18-4 for the Near Death Oddities.
Sneak attack coming up against 1-3-1.
That is Reese. Something we've seen all weekend. Swiss Army Roy, that pack starting right on that jam line, not leaving a lot of separation for those jammers to get any speed off the start. But Reese is going to find hers and gets through. She
certainly did. She's putting on the speed now, but not to be outdone. Sneak attack trying to make up a little bit of room here. This floor being quite slippery this weekend, it seems that here on his third day of Flat Track Fever, it's come up real slick.
So both jammers hit the pack.
Sneak attack with a big smile as he comes in on number 78. Sliding sideways on all 8 wheels.
Reese is going to be able to grab 1 point on that one. Sneak attack not quite able to get through and going to get scoreless on that one.
McLeod 9 going up against Clancy John. At the 5-second marks, Killer Bees 5, Near Death Oddities 18.
Clancy John and McLeod 9 right off the start going at each other. McLeod bounces off of Bludgeon as Clancy gets through first.
Right off the front. Clancy getting instructions from his sideline. McLeod 9, head down, full head of steam as she comes around. That's the end of that one.
So it looks like Clancy's going to get 3 points before he gets that one called off. McLeod 9 not quite able to catch up to the pack and grab any of her own.
I want to thank my co-host here for letting me sit in on this one. I've been doing the in-house all weekend long. I want to thank you all for coming out today.
Yeah, we're very happy to have everybody watching this stream as we continue on with this mixed gender game again at our 8th annual Flat Track Fever, a WFTDA sanctioned tournament this weekend.
Show me pulling a little bit of a shocker there, standing with two jammers till just a second before the whistle. Looks like Darkwing gets knocked out right off of the start of turn 1.
I'm not sure if that was maybe a little strategic mind play or whether that was oopsie daisies.
I almost think that was a little bit for just us. Darkwing still being recycled there as Pee-wee's trying to run off the front, and he does so, grabbing a lead jam.
Darkwheel right on the heels of Pee-wee, though, going to try and chase him down now as they make that first corner. Pack with a fair bit of speed.
Darkwheel making up a little bit of ground as they went into the sweet spot there. Pee-wee looks over his shoulder and said, you know what, let's call this one to an end. Get a whole stack of fresh legs on both teams. Looks like Show Me's coming to the line this time around.
Maybe Show Me just got a little excited last time. It's hard to say, but he definitely looks ready now.
Going up against.
That is Sneak Attack lined up there for the Near Death Oddities.
Thank you for the sneak attack there. I lost it.
Sneak Attack takes a little bit of a slide there, manages to keep on his feet, Show Me's pushed out by Roxy, who drags him back. Sneak Attack out on the outside line, gets through first.
Roxy's been working real hard all weekend long. This is her 6th game of the weekend. She's just skated yet again another back-to-back as the star for the near-death oddities hops in and calls it to an end.
Yes, Sneak Attack there kind of went for the apex jump. Reese was standing right there when he landed on the inside, and they collided.
Sneaky, as I was looking at my paperwork, I come up just to see that in the midair. It kind of threw me for a loop there, fat boy.
Yeah, that was definitely a big hit as Reese stood her ground. McLeod 9 there standing now with the start. Clancy John back on once more.
Reese certainly appearing that she's been liking the blocking coming into this latter part of this tournament. McLeod 9 trying to use smash as a bit of a pile driver to get through. She gets knocked to the inside by 314 for the near-death oddities. That's a low key. Low key still trying to work her over. Bit of an olive oil at that sweet spot.
Amanda Destroyer trying to track down Clancy John, but he will get through and grab first 4. And we have another star pass now. McLeod 9 has passed it back to Grandmaster's smash for the 2nd time in this game. Oh, and down goes Clancy. I didn't see what happened, but into the 3rd corner.
McLeod 9 with a big smile as she comes off there. I had my head turned speaking with our production. I want to thank Death Nella for doing production all weekend long. The near-death oddities have been running the same jammer rotation and grabbed the 4th straight lead on that last one.
Dark Wheel Duck a little farther back. Pee-wee right on the line on the outside.
Pee-wee on the edge of coming over that jammer line before the whistle goes.
Bees blockers up at the front. Ooh. Mad Piper with a big hit to Duck, knocking him to the inside. Going to drag him back, reset. Pee-wee through the pack with lead.
Both these skaters no stranger to each other. Pee-wee comes around, he's going to hop right in. That Killer Bee's just trying to work him over. He goes to his knees, comes back. Just one of the blockers for the near-death oddities in that mix as Pee-wee drives out of corner 4.
Dark Wheel Duck with a nice little dip move there on Masqua, able to get around and completing his initial pass. Oh, Pee-wee with the outside move there, just catches the hips of Ripper.
Just a nice pirouette there coming towards the pivot line.
That was a nice play by Ripper, making sure she got her hips right in the way as fast as she could.
Near-death oddities currently sitting with 36, Killa Bees 5. We've got Sneak Attack showing off his sweaty jersey to 131 for the Killer Bees. That's Reese. Both of them having a bit of a discussion as the whistle goes.
Little jockeying there as they're both trying to figure it out. Reese takes a hit from Roxy to the inside. Savage takes a hit from number 10, Bludgeon. Out first, Sneak Attack.
Sneak Attack trying to capitalize. He's looking all the way around the corner. Clumsy Lover giving him some instructions as he goes by the bench.
6th jam in a row now where the oddities have taken that lead jam. Oh, and Show Me on a big hit to Sneak Attack. Goes flying on that 3rd corner.
Because I hear whistles all over the place, both Show Me and Sneak Attack having a big smile over that. Show Me just checking in with Sneak Attack saying, hey man, I hope you're all right. That's nothing but fair play.
Yeah, that was a nice clean hit, and you could tell they both enjoyed that one. Even Sneak Attack sliding across the floor was A-okay with it.
I got to say that I've seen nothing but great big smiles from most of the teams playing co-ed this weekend.
Yeah, no, the co-ed games have been an absolute blast to watch. Everybody is loving every second of it.
The first co-ed second co-ed of the tournament on Friday was the fastest game we've seen all weekend.
Yeah, that it was. There was absolutely no stoppage in that game.
Almost no time for any of us announcers to catch a breath as Clancy goes round.
McLeod 9 following suit out of the pack. Again, this pack grabbing a lot of speed. Ripper with a penalty, headed to the box. She's trying to go as fast as she can, get her 30 seconds up and over with.
Clancy up against that Killer Bees tripod.
That's 747 Hot Rod, 87 Kitty Creamer, and 5 Grandmaster Smash. And oh, big turn of events. McLeod 9 with the power jam as Clancy John has been issued a penalty.
McLeod 9 going to try and capitalize and get a few unanswered points here. She gets knocked to her tuchus, but she's up and ready to roll.
Now, who's got the star? It looks like it has been passed from McLeod 9 back to the pivot. Grandmaster Smash. That's the third pass to Grandmaster Smash.
Bees scoreless for the last 5 jams. Did you know that?
Smash one-on-one with Roxy, keeps his feet inside and rolls around. That's 4 points on the power jam.
Harley Sin and the girls trying to reassemble right here as Clancy comes through. Smash totally avoids getting hit by Roxy Balboa. I see another penalty coming in for our near-death oddities jammer.
Yeah, that's Clancy John headed back to the penalty. Second time this jam with a back block. Of course, no lead jammer. This jam has to go the full 2 minutes.
16 minutes and 45 seconds left on this first period playing clock.
Grandmaster Smash looking to make a couple more points before the whistle goes. That's it. Let's see how many hips he's passed.
Speaking of that whistle, it goes off. Well, Roxy and Smash were going face to face. As the whistle goes, they both give each other a big hug.
So that jam going the full 2 minutes. The Killer Bees able to bring their score up to 16. Near Death Oddities got 3 points before their jammer was sent to the box. This is going to start as a power jam. Dark Wheel Duck lined up to take it. Clancy John will end up being the jammer once released.
Did you say power jam?
I did say power jam as we get ready to roll. Dark Wheel Duck gets around those jammers. Oh, does a little spin move and down goes 3-3 Eyes of Hot Rod as Dark Wheel Duck gets out for lead.
Dark Wheel trying to make everybody pay attention that Clancy John is coming out. He puts his star in his hand. Good old star stash there.
Dark Wheel with some big pushing. Gets through illegally. 4 points picked up.
Masqua for the Near Death Oddities hit his knees. He comes back up as number 33, Isa Hotbrod, is going to go sit down for her 30 seconds.
So, Dark Wheel Duck, here's the calls from the coaches, but maybe a second or two late. Calls it off after grabbing 4, but Clancy John able to catch up and grabbing 3 as well.
The Near Death Oddities were losing a couple players on Friday due to attrition, push, pass, and lurch on Friday. I've seen both of them out on the benches for this later parts of this tournament. 15 minutes on the playing clock.
That last jam was the first time the Bees had lead jammer in 7 jams. Now they're going 2 in a row as Reese grabs it once more. Pee-wee struggling to get through, stuck up against that yellow wall. Hot Rod Ripper, Gotham out there. Show me with the pivot stripe.
Killa Bees sitting with 20, Near Death Oddities 45 on the scoring board.
Reese with a little bit of a tumble there as she rolled through the pack. Going to grab those 4 packs as the entire Bees bench erupts, telling her to call it off. Takes a second, but here's the call, and she's going to make it, holding Pee-wee scoreless.
That entire swarm just lighting right up there. Killa Bees 24, Near Death Oddities 45. As they line up on the jam line, we've got McLeod 9, Sneak Attack.
That is the first time in 6 jams that the Oddities have been held scoreless as McLeod 9 works to get through but unable.
Mad Max and her front line trying to open up a space for McLeod 9 as she goes to the outside of turn 1. She gets on through, she puts her helmet cover back on. She's going to try and come back for a scoring pass.
Sneak Attack working his way through, bounce to the inside, getting dragged back by Blondie. McLeod 9 gets up to that pack.
Looks like Cloud 9 was able to grab one. She stole 1 point right there at that whistle.
You could see it in her eye. She was going for that pack. She wanted that point before they blew that one off.
Oh, she was running for it, certainly. I see Amanda Destroyer and Blondie having a little discussion as they come together at the bench. Looking like we're going to have Dark Wheel Duck starting off for the Killer Bees on this next jam. Looks like we've got a
timeout charge to the near-death oddities. Looking at our statistics right now, right, with the score 49 for the red jerseyed oddities, 25 for the yellow jerseyed Killer Bees. We have lead going 9 times to the oddities, 3 times to the Killer Bees, as the Bees have been able to capitalize on 2 power jam opportunities, scoring 11 points off of that.
I want to thank my co-broadcast hosts here for running the computer and making sure that we have as many of those stats for you there at home. Today, for this bout, the ref crew is the Flatbreads, and NSOs are our weirdos. Everybody's got a bread theme this Flat Track Fever 2019. What do we got going on the track there, Fat Boy?
Okay, we got Dark Wheel Duck lined up against, I think it's Clancy John, who got out in front. Dark Wheel right on the heels, though.
Dark Wheel doing a good job of just staying really composed in this game.
Clancy John looking at the bench when they were rolling around there, trying to see what the call was going to be.
Backblock coming in for Dark Wheel.
So 2 points awarded to Clancy on the call off. Jammer Dark Wheel Duck headed to the box, not able to score any. Power start going to be given to the oddities as we get ready to see this next one. Score standing 51-25 for the oddities, coming down 12 minutes, 30 seconds or so remaining.
Clumsy Lover giving each one of her players a good high five as they come into the bench.
Pee-wee looking to make some points on this power opportunity. Reese right in the way. Savage with the block. Amanda Stroyer caught up, and Blondie as well. Pee-wee will get through.
Reese, trying to be the last line of defense, had to let Pee-wee go right at the edge of play.
Reese starts to pick the speed of the pack up. Blondie getting stuck at the back against Mad Piper. Matt Piper given an out-of-play block. He's headed to the penalty box.
4-11 for the Bees, able to spin Pee-wee around at the outside. Again, knocks him into the inside.
Looks like Amanda Stroyer's taking a forearm penalty on that hit, though. Dark Wheel Duck back on the track.
Roxy Balboa went down near the end of that jam. Appears that she might have stretched her hand a little bit. She got up a little bit slow. Again, this is her 6th game of the weekend.
Okay, 4 points by Pee-wee there. It looks like Dark Wheel Duck is back in the penalty box. So the Bees starting very short-handed. No jammer and down a blocker. Hot Rod, Ripper, and Smash on the line.
Looking like Sneak Attack. Trying to get his players to stretch the pack out so that he could pass that Killer Bees front line.
So that penalty to Dark Wheel Duck on the last play was an illegal contact. There was a no pack when the hit was initiated, sending him to the penalty box as Sneak Attack is going to roll through on a quick 4, although losing one of his blockers as number 314, Low Key, is headed to the box. Mass exodus of the Bees now, only 2 on the track, but Amanda Stroyer and Duck back on.
Sneak Attack rolls right on through.
Sneak Attack able to get 8 points on that power jam.
Killer Bees sitting with 25. Near Death Oddities 63, 10 minutes and 16 seconds left on the playing clock.
Amanda Stroyer able to get her hips just in the way. Knocked down Sneak Attack, who took the hand to the hip motion on the way down to get that one concluded. Bringing our score 63-25, just under 10 minutes remaining now.
That brings out McLeod 9 and number 286. That's Clancy John.
That was the 3rd jam again now here with no score for the Bees.
Look at that. There's a pileup right there at the pivot line. Everybody tries to recover. McLeod 9 trying to go up against Masqua.
Power jam for McLeod 9 as Clancy John has been sent back towards the penalty box. That's going to give McLeod 9 her lead jam.
McLeod 9, no stranger to being out there by herself. It's been a good weekend for her. She's been producing points left, right, and center.
As McLeod rolls back in, takes the big hit. Can't quite make the number up there. Grandmaster smashes in to give her some offense. McLeod's looking for that hole.
I believe that's number 10, Bludgeon.
That was definitely Bludgeon with that one as McLeod 9 bounces to the inside.
3-3 from the Bees. Savage hops right back in.
So McLeod line looking over the crowd at her bench, trying to find what the call from the staff is. She's going to score 2 points on her pass there, just as Clancy John was returning back to the track. So both teams will start with power. Both teams will start even.
I believe we're going to have our first face-off against Mad Piper as Show Me comes on for the Killer Bees. Again, Killer Bees 27, Near Death Oddities 63.
Yes, you are correct. That is going to be Mad Piper's first jam of the game. Struggling against Reese, really getting in the way. Mad Piper's going to get the good roll, and you can see Reese on the far end with a big smile on her face after that attempt.
Reese was just like, oh my, there he goes.
So Mad Piper rounding the first corner, headed back. Show Me completed their initial.
Piper, 1 foot coming through backwards, calls it to an end.
Mad Piper's going to grab 2 on that one. Show Me not quite able to catch up as they're going to call that to a conclusion.
Reese giving Piper the big high five as they roll towards their bench. His Clumsy Lover is over there giving Mad Piper the high five. Clumsy Lover has been doing a multi-faceted job this weekend. She played with the A team last evening for Calgary. It's been their first win over Calgary in all the times they've come together. Here we go, sneak attack up against Show Me. Who is that out there, Fat Boy?
That's Dark Wheel Duck going up against Sneak Attack. I know the numbers on the two of them are very close. Sneak Attack with the lead. Dark Wheel knocks him over, makes him put the pressure on and calls it off as going into the corner. That slippery floor claims another. Sneak Attack loses his feet out from under him.
Sneak attack on sneak attack?
Yeah, that floor has been playing an evil game on these skaters all weekend long. I know, talking with one of the players from the SRDL Mindfox, they went through almost 8 different pairs of wheels in their first game trying to find something that suited their playing style. The floor is that slippery.
The A team last night went through 3 cans of 7-Up as they were coating their wheels for stickiness.
That is incredible. Well, there we go. Clancy John, big hit on Kitty Creamer, able to get past the rest of that pack. Grabs lead.
Clancy looking into the players bench, looking for some instructions. Clumsy Lover looks like she was a little slow on the uptake there.
Grandmaster Smash jamming this time for the Bees. First time jamming this game with the start off the start.
Clancy grabs 2. We're currently sitting with the Killer Bees 27, Near Death Oddities 68. We go back to action here. We're going to have about 5 minutes and 46 seconds left on the board.
So out of 4 jams for Grandmaster Smash, one of them has only been as the actual jammer. The other 3 have been as a pivot jammer, getting that pass. Still able to put 15 points on. Grandmaster Smash, the highest scorer for the Bees right now.
Clancy John over there with the highest scoring for the Near Death Oddities.
Sitting with 37 as now Sneak Attack is on the field. But I didn't even see Reese out there. Gets through first for lead.
We're busy giving the stats to our people at home. We want to say, hey, Reese, I see you out there. Speaking of seeing people, Sneak Attack.
Reese rolling on the outside.
She hangs her head in sorrow.
She called that one off. Looks like the ref is awarding 2 points, but given a cut track penalty.
Exactly. You can't call it off if you're getting a penalty there, Reese.
So it looks like the 2 points are going to stand. We're going to start short a jammer for the Mindfox.
Mad Piper and Show Me Your Hits having a discussion. It almost looks like they were talking strategy. Right there off the whistle, there was a bit of a no-pack situation. Mad Piper had to be let go. Mad Piper looking into his bench, looking for some instructions. Again, Clumsy Lover has been here announcing all weekend along with us. We want to thank her for that. She's out there doing bench duty currently.
Okay, Matt Piper makes it through, grabs 4 points. Multiplayer penalty issued to Gotham, headed to the box.
Gotham shaking her head.
Okay, Reese back on the track, goes fast, makes it round, dodges a hit by Treblesome and through.
Speaking of hits, Mad Piper able to take a hit right in the center from that larger Killer Bee. That's 747 to Hot Rod.
So with that one, 0 scored for Reese, 8 scored for Mad Piper, as he did signal for that one to end.
Killer Bees 29, Near Death Oddities 76 on the scoreboard.
Clancy John and Dark Wheel Duck lined up, both of them sitting right now with 9 jams apiece. Clancy John leading 5, Dark Wheel Duck leading 1. Clancy John with the 37 points. Dark Wheel Duck having trouble this game putting points up, only 4 so far.
I thought it was a little more than that. Your red team, the Near Death Oddities, out there first. Scrappy following them close by, but look at that. Dark Wheel Duck running around by himself, as looks like he may get some assistance from the incoming Killer Bees player. She's trying to make a hole on the inside for him. Masqua stands up right there at the whistle going, oh man, I was just getting anchored.
3 points picked up before Clancy John gets that one to be ended. Dark Wheel Duck not quite able to catch up and grab any. Score 79 to 29, 2:30-ish left. Timeout called.
No, official.
Okay, official review called.
Looks like we're going to have an official review intervener getting that information from the Killer Bees sideline.
What an entertaining game so far. A few really good big hits, some solid takes of those hits. They've been playing very well.
Both these teams playing some clean lines.
Something I really enjoy about these mixed gender games being that they're not a ranked game. They're in there having fun. You can see the development of the players. You can see them as they're on that track, trying to learn what skills can we deploy in this position and what can we try and better ourselves with.
I got to say, over my time playing, playing co-ed was some of the most fun opportunities. You got to learn how to hit your opposing players. With the mixed genders, it's really entertaining. Just when you figure you got somebody's number, they pull out a new trick out of their bag and you're sitting nowhere on that floor, on this slippery Sunday floor.
Okay, looks like we're going to get our official review from our head ref.
He's got to turn it on.
Yellow team is looking for a cut on the red jammer at the end of the last jam.
Okay, while we wait for the ruling to come back, we're looking for a cut on the opposing jammer. While we're having this time, let's just take a look at our penalties so far in the first half. Right now, we are looking at the near-death oddities.
Really troublesome, only with 1. Clancy John with 1.
No, Clancy John with 3, actually, as they're starting to rack up.
Oh, sorry, I'm reading it incorrectly. Thank you very much for helping me out. I haven't seen this screen all day.
No worries.
Hey, I'm doing in-house. I don't get a lot of this technical help. I've got to try and ascertain it all just from my own eyes, and they're failing.
The red jammer was straddling the line at the end of the first set of 4 whistles. Therefore, no cut will be assessed, and yellow team will not retain their review.
So a few penalties issued throughout, but nothing terrible yet. A scrum starting. I think there might have been a little bit of a, let's call it a false start.
I think that was just coming into the 30 seconds, wasn't it? It looks like number 21 for the Killer Bees has got two penalties, and Dark Wheel Duck. Oh. We're off and running. Sneak attack. Show Me tried to come out and get a hold of him, but wasn't able to make contact. Speaking of staying in contact, Reese staying within striking distance of sneak attack as they come into the pack, and she attacks.
And the Bees bench absolutely erupts as Reese is able to get through, grabbing 3 points to Sneak Attack's 1 before that one is ended. Mad Piper set up again here, McLeod 9.
Mad Piper being handled by 333 and 999, but they had just got a little bit short. Mad Piper accrues himself a penalty. Did you see what he was heading for the box for?
Back block call on Mad Piper, going to sit this one down. McLeod 9 now with the power opportunity.
That forearm there.
Oh, Masqua standing there with a big hit. Just happened to pop his hip at the right time as McLeod 9 ran straight into it.
McLeod seemed to need a couple of seconds to catch her breath there. She goes up against Roxy Balboa. McLeod comes back in an effort not to cut the track. She steps back out and comes back in at the back of the pack.
Back on the track now. Matt Piper makes his way up. McLeod 9 makes the move around Roxy and takes lead jam.
Roxy looks like she was taking a little bit of offense to that. I have a feeling Reese may have to deal with the wrath coming later.
Reese kind of sandwiched there between Matt Piper and another red body.
Sorry, McLeod 9. Speaking of which, I hate to say I was predicting it, but Roxy Balboa gets a hip on McLeod 9 just coming out of turn 4 at the jammer line. She looks pretty satisfied with herself as she heads for the bench.
There's a few bodies hitting the floor at the end there as we finish our jam and head into our intermission. Score currently sitting 80-35.
Barring any challenges, looks like we're going for another jam. Nope.
There's the whistle for our halftime intermission. What a really good first half. What do you think there, Swiss Army Roy?
I gotta say, again, these co-ed games here at Flat Track Fever 2019, this WFTDA sponsored event, have been awesome.
They have been a lot of fun. They have just been flat out well done, well played, and fun games to watch.
For a Calgarian that left and came back, I'm super happy to come out to Flat Track Fever every year. This is my 7th out of the 8, so I'm quite happy to be here. Every one of these games, there has been something to write home about.
There has been. We have been very fortunate so far, but now we will take our intermission. We'll come back in just a little better than 13 minutes, and we'll talk to you again. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we start getting ready for the second half of this mixed gender game, Near Death Oddities versus the Killa Bees at the 8th annual Flat Track Fever 2019. This year, a WFTDA sanctioned event, co-hosted actually by Chinook City and Calgary Roller Derby. What an amazing tournament we have had thus far as we go into day number 3. Very excited. We've had a very good half of this game. Right now, the score stands as we head into the half. Near Death Oddities at 80, Killa Bees at 35. And a little bit of information. I guess we'll start off as a friendly reminder, and maybe those of you just tuning in now, I am Fat Boy, joined alongside with
Swiss Army Roy. We want to thank you all for coming out for Flat Track Fever 2019. We want to say thank you very much to Girls on Track Foundation. How would your life look if you played roller derby as a young girl? Help provide a positive culture of participation, fun, and empowerment for girls by supporting Girls on Track. GirlsOnTrackFoundation.org.
And of course, you play derby and you skate outdoors as much as you can and dabble in some jam skating. And each activity needs its own special gear and accessories. Rydell Skates has everything you need for all your passions. Rydell Skates, you'll love how your Rydells feel. Check them out, rydellskates.com.
Fat Boy, did you know it's Sunday, Sunday, Sunday?
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
We've been selling out all those seats, but it really, for you, those of you at home, you will still only need the edge. Each one of these games has been pretty close. I haven't seen any real runaways other than the co-ed game Friday night. Bit of a runaway, but I'm going to say each one of the teams having a real good time, even though there was a real large point disparity in that evening game. The co-ed teams, so big, happy and smiling. The team that came up short on Friday night against the Natural Born Thrillers, such big smiles saying, hey, Natural Born, they had their number, but still great people to play against. That's what you get to see here with the co-ed, is that everyone is here to play.
You betcha. And as we get ready here, just a few seconds to start, a couple interesting facts for you. Out of 26 jams, scoreless the Bees were for 19 in that first half.
Did you say 19?
19 jams where the near-death oddities held them scoreless, as well as 17 jams out of those 26. Near-death did take the lead.
Speaking of near-death, Sneak Attack right off the whistle, trying to rummage his way through, really being held back by 999. That said, Sneak Attack out there first. And finally, the Killer Bees jammer able to clear the pack. Killer Bees certainly sitting with 35, near-death oddities 80s.
Sneak Attack busy first half, 10 jams, 6 leads, 60%.
And 4 more points right there.
Darkwheel Duck not quite able to catch up and grab any as that one is ended. Lined up now, Clancy John going up against Reese. Clancy John having a very good first half. Clancy out of 9 jams able to take lead 6 times and scoring 40 points. And he has the highest jam so far of the game with a 16-point jam.
16-point jump, that's awesome. Clancy trying to juke jive, did a little bit of wobbly. Roxy Balboa coming right up against Reese. The two of these players seem to be going face-to-face a lot in this match.
Roxy is a phenomenal blocker to watch. She knows how to put her body in the way every time, and she may not need to make that big motion hit, but she can rock you just with a little bit of a check.
I'm going to tell you, in my fledgling career, I played a couple of games against her, and she had my number.
Oh, look at this. Reese with the opportunity on the power jam now. That's right, Swiss. I said
power jam.
As Clancy John has been issued the cut track penalty. But it looks like Reese might have had her number taken again by Roxy, who was dragging her back into that first corner.
I think that might have been 314 that had the opportunity.
Oh, was that low key on that one?
Yeah, it was really low key. It wasn't the biggest of hits, but speaking of big hitters, Roxy Balboa gonna sit on down for 30 seconds. I didn't see the penalty that she accrued, but she's got it. She knows that she's gonna sit on down. What's going on back there on the edge of the track?
So the pack is rolling pretty quick here, starting to bustle. Show Me moving up to knock around a few of those red blockers. Clancy John back on the track. Reese looking to get help. Gets caught up, stuck between two of them. Clancy John on the track and through. Of course, you can score once you're back on the track if you've completed your initial pass. So both jammers rolling through and grabbing 4.
Clancy coming out of turn 4, making sure that his equipment was all secured as he comes back into the pack.
Of course, now Swiss Army Roy, I think I can get you to clarify this with me, but with Clancy John having gone to the penalty box as lead jammer, that means we're forced to a 2-minute jam, right?
I certainly believe so.
So we're going to do this one right to the final seconds. Clancy's rolling through, looking to get a few more.
Speaking of final seconds,
Reese.
that was that. Killer Bees sitting with 43, Near Death Oddities 92. When we go back to action here, we're going to have about 26 minutes and just under 30 seconds.
Reese looking to get in there and grab a couple more before the end, but not quite able.
Hey, is this McLeod 9's first one out on this second half?
This is going to be McLeod 9's first out on the second half, going alongside of the sneak attack.
Again, these two jammers have come up against each other a few times in that first half. I don't think there was a real winner on either side there.
Grandmaster Smash and a Man Destroyer there trying to make sure that Sneak Attack has a difficult time. Although difficult, still able to get around and grab that.
Speaking of a hard time, Smash. Sorry, they're about the same size, and I'm not totally acquainted with both of them. Smash, smashing into the penalty box.
Okay, McLeod 9 runs into Mad Piper, resets. Oh! Sneak Attack fast into that tripod. Mad Max being issued a penalty. Sneak Attack's going to make it through and grab 4 points.
Blood Jin trying to have McLeod 9's number there. She was doing some fine positional blocking as McLeod 9 came into the pack.
And look at this. Only B on the track right now for blockers, a Man Destroyer. Oh, did you see the little sneak?
Isa Hotbrod there helping out.
So Smash now with the star once more as a pivot jammer.
Smash being dragged back to the back of the pack. Fat Boy, I don't know if you've noticed that it looks like the near-death oddities may be short one of their go-to jammers for this half.
I'm not sure what happened there, Swiss.
As I was coming back to the booth here, it appeared that number 14 was going to be taking a little bit of time. He was sitting there filling out some paperwork with the St. John's ambulance crew. It looks like Pee-wee is suffering right here at the end. I didn't get the opportunity to ask, but he gave me the look of like, yeah, I think my weekend's over.
Oh, that is very unfortunate. You never want to see that.
I can see him in his jeans and his white T-shirt at this point. Looks like his day's done.
So Clancy John jamming. Darkwheel Duck as well.
Roxy trying to stretch out the pack there.
Darkwheel Duck was forced to the inside and dragged back. Clancy's going to get out in front. And I was trying to get to this before last time, but too much adventure. Grandmaster Smash, the highest scoring jammer for the Bees in that first half, having only one jam started, but 3 as a pivot, scoring 15 points total.
Wow, that's awesome.
4 points for Clancy John on that one. Darkwheel not quite able to get any.
Speaking of people having a real big time here, Masqua coming off the pitch, going to sit on down in the penalty box. I missed his penalty, but we want to say, hey, everybody does it.
It's bound to happen.
But I have to say, the Killer Bees are sitting at 43, but the near-death oddities have come up over that 100-point mark. They're sitting at 116. We've got Mad Piper and Rees. 23 minutes and 8 seconds left on the playing clock. 1 minute and 50 on our jam clock. Things are getting stretched out here. Mad Piper comes back in at the back. He's going to try and hit the pack as the jammer for the Killer Bees gets recycled to the inside between turns 1 and 2. Knocked almost onto her back as Sneak Attack trying to hold her back. She grabs lead jam.
And you can hear the crowd erupt as Saskatoon Roller Derby League's WFTDA charter team, the Mind Fox, are watching on in the third corner, cheering on Reese as she gets through for lead jams.
I gotta say, every one of the teams that has not been skating has really been participating in watching and egging on each one of the skating individuals out there. Again, this floor is slick today.
Yeah, it has been a very, very fun event and most certainly a slippery floor. And again, we've talked a lot about the fun this weekend. And as you said, Swiss Army Roy, the way everybody has just come together to cheer on the other teams when they're not playing, it makes the game a lot of fun.
Certainly. And I got to say that Calgary Roller Derby and Chinook City Roller Derby putting on another fine event. Again, this is the eighth one in a row. And I've had the pleasure of being here for a great portion of them. You and I over the last 2 or 3.
Yeah, this being my third year here, and I hope to continue as long as they'll take us.
Absolutely.
So Clancy John jamming for the near-death oddities out in front. McLeod 9 struggling to get through, but getting some big block by 747. Hot Rod absolutely tumbles Roxy Balboa. Oh, wow.
Just upended. That's something about these co-ed hits. Some of them are just off the scale.
And a clean hit from 747 Hot Rod, as you can see the excitement on both hers and her jammer McLeod 9's face as they skate off the track.
But speaking about eruptions, our next game, we're going to have the Mind Fox going up against the Knockouts from Hawaii.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting game.
We want everybody to stick around for that one online. It should be an awesome time. Again, a WFTDA sanctioned event.
Sneak attack now, lined up and out first, gets past Savage and Pippi Longstoppings as Darkwheel Duck looks to get past. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, Treblesome
heading to the box. Along with 999 for the Killer Bees. That's Mad Max. She's helped out with the announcing duties here this weekend as well.
Yes, she has, and it was fun to watch as those two players made it to the penalty box and started chatting to each other, smiling and laughing along the way. But Sneak Attack sees Darkwheel Duck heading up to the pack for a scoring pass and calls that one off before he's able to get in and grab any. So 4 points picked up by Sneak Attack on that one. Our score now 124-47. Near Death Oddities with the lead.
I see Harley Sin and Low Key being anchored by Roxy Balboa. Of course, ever the showman and entertainer. Show me making Roxy laugh before the whistle.
Oh, and what an effective strategy.
Hopping to the inside. Show me out there first. Followed closely by Clancy. That said, number 9 and 1, 2, 3, 4, both for the opposing teams coming in to try and help out their respective jammers. Show me. A little bit of showboating. Nice slow turn coming out of 4. Comes out backwards, calls it to an end.
That is the first lead jam for Show Me since the first jam of this game.
I got to tell you, for somebody who's played against Show Me and had the opportunity to work with him on a few events, I was kind of surprised at his lower numbers of getting lead jam this weekend. I will tell you, though, the opposing teams playing against Show Me have certainly been trying to keep him stopped up.
Now it looks like we have an official review. It looks like it was called by the red-jerseyed near-death oddities as the yellow-jerseyed Killer Bees are over having a little chat and starting to strategize, although it's fun to see that Show Me, Reese, Grandmaster Smash all over there having a little chuckle in the little break.
Again, these co-ed roller derby matches are...
Red team is requesting a skating out of bounds penalty on the yellow jammer at the end of the last jam.
Now as we wait for that review.
Landon Flat giving us that information. We want to thank everybody who's helped with production here. I know that Dev Null has been putting up everything online here. We really thank him for working everything out. I took a bit of an Instagram photo of him earlier trying to catch 40 winks on the concrete.
Can't say thanks enough, especially to the rest of our production crews, our NSOs, our skating officials, all of our announcing crew.
Every one of the volunteers here. I gotta say, the St. John's ambulance people this weekend have been doing an awesome job of keeping our skaters healthy.
Now it looks like we should be coming in here. Bit of a score correction. 3 points were given on that last jam, so Show Me did get 3 before it was called off. He was shown as a 0 before a bit of a correction.
Killer Bees, 50. Near Death Oddities, 127. We go back to full contact co-ed roller derby action here. We'll have about 19 minutes left on the playing clock. Girls.
It was determined that the yellow jammer did in fact skate out of bounds without anybody blocking them. However, it was due to uncontrolled spinning, and therefore no skating out of bounds penalty will be assessed. The red team will not retain their review for this period.
As I had said, Show Me doing a bit of a pirouette right there at the whistle.
So that one you could almost call a 50-50 review. They definitely caught something, the red bench. Unfortunately, not for the reasons they had hoped, as they do lose their review.
That's certainly true. I'm going to say that it was a matter of not being able to see what we were seeing as everything went down the line. And a bit of a malfunction at the junction right there in turn 1.
Yeah, that was crazy. Matt Piper went down and kind of got doggy-piled as both the jammers got out of the pack fast. Sneak attack with lead.
With Matt Piper being as approachable as he is, a dog pile on Matt Piper I don't think is the worst thing in the world.
So with that, 4 points grabbed by our sneak attack. Dark Wheel Duck not able to quite catch up to the pack after that one was done.
Mad Piper always willing to show the love. McLeod 9 going up against Clancy John. Here we go. McLeod 9 trying to work her way past Masqua. Masqua blocking out the light as she goes by. Clancy John calmly looking for instructions from Clumsy Lover. McLeod putting on some speed here. Speaking of speed, this pack is trying to run away with it.
Yeah, as they're creating a little bit of wind. Oh, Show Me lines up for the big hit against Clancy John. Starts to lose his footing into the pack.
That was a big smash.
So what are we looking at here? 1 point picked up for Clancy. McLeod's not quite able to catch up to the speed.
0.
Not Show Me, sorry. Grandmaster Smash lining up there. It looked like that could have gone, a lot worse than it did.
It could have gone either way, but both these skaters able to both skate and keep their balance. So here we have another Mad Piper Rees matchup. But being matched up, Mad Piper about to go face to face with Show Me. Rees still being held here in the back by the pivot. Oh, and she's out.
Now, Reese was awarded lead jammer before she was recycled a little ways into the pack. Trailing behind Matt Piper, who got out ahead, but calls it off on the request of her coach, Mr. Bitts, there, as the players did lose someone to the penalty box. That might be Savage sitting there right now.
It could be. I'm finding it hard to look across and see the numbers on that arm there. It looks like 33, yes.
So, Dark Wheel Duck now. Clancy John. A pairing we've seen a few times here. Down
Masqua down. Look at that. Coming through turn 3 and 4. Dark Wheel. Hopping over Masqua on the inside, taken to the air with a cutting penalty.
Unfortunately for Dark Wheel Duck, that would have been his first lead of the second half, but taking the penalty. That means we're going to go 2 minutes as we have no lead jammer. Clancy John grabbing 4. Ripper headed to the penalty box.
That Killer Bees line. The tripod swallowing up the jammer for the near-death oddities.
Oh, look at that as the Mind Fox erupt. Clancy John issued a penalty, knocked out and dragged back by, I do believe it was Gotham, but Pippi Longstoppings is going to join him in the penalty box.
Pippi Longstompings with an MP, folks. Killer Bees, 50. Near-death oddities, 136. Clancy John up against Dark Wheel Duck. 15 minutes left on our second period playing clock.
And of course, for those of you at home, in case you have forgotten, don't know, or were never told, you're only allowed to have one jammer in the box, which means that Dark Wheel Duck, if he served 25 seconds, Clancy John only forced to serve 25 as well.
You got that right. Hey, look at this. Dark Wheel, 4 more points on the board for the Killer Bees.
And another penalty now, another power jam for the Bees as Clancy John given a forearm.
Clancy accruing a few penalties in the second half.
Yes, Clancy has been sent to the penalty box a few times. Let's take a look here at what our penalties are right now.
Ooh.
Oh, you can see Clancy John moved up to a new color, sitting there in the orange color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 penalties. Along with Treblesome, also with 5 penalties.
That's correct. Wow. I didn't know that Troublesome had accrued as many as it has. Show me trying to give our jam timer a hard time. You know, I think that Show Me's just trying to obscure our view of the jam timer.
So we've got a timeout on the clock. Our coach, Clumsy Lover, is speaking with the head ref. I'm not sure if this is a clarification or a review. No, it looks like it should have been just a clarification.
Rydell Skates has skates you'll love. From entry level to elite, their skates offer the latest design materials for a perfect fit and peak performance. RydellSkates.com.
As Swiss Army Roy shows just how fast he can read off a sponsor read. Show Me showing just how fast he can try and make a break for it. Of course, Show Me gets the power start.
Able to keep those toe stops out. Cutting. Show Me thought he had it. Rolled on the outside. Rolled over that little hump there on the outside line.
So with that, Show Me takes a seat. Clancy John, of course, released, headed back into the pack. Hot Rod, a Man Destroyer, Mad Max all out there trying to stop him.
Wow.
Mad Piper gets the pick on a Man Destroyer as around goes Clancy John.
Clancy able to come real close to that fourth turn and get through.
So now once more, we're going to have another 2-minute jam as we have no lead jammer.
Straddling the line, Clancy's got to come back around in behind 999 for the Killa Bees.
Mascaw getting in the way there of Show Me struggling. Mad Max goes down. Clancy John kind of steps over top of her as he makes it through for 4 points.
Clancy looking like he's in need of an oxygen unit currently. I don't think that's a legal move to be able to carry one of those compressors around, is it?
I don't think so. Now, looks like Show Me made it around the track, but I did see 0 from our referee, Scrappy. I'm not sure if maybe there was a no pass situation there.
It's a fair possibility. I had my head turned. I was looking down at our roster sheets. Show Me out there, 4 points.
Yeah, Show Me did a little bit of nice toe stop work around that inside line, coming around corner 4. Another 4 picked up there for the near-death oddities.
Look at that, Mad Piper.
Oh.
Into the middle again. Rees trying to get a bit of a shoulder on Mad Piper.
I didn't see the switch there as Mad Piper did take that star
He certainly did.
and grab those last 4 points there. Looking to grab a few more. 1 more picked up there for the Bees.
He comes in with a big smile trying to hand off the helmet cover there. Clancy looking like he's not really happy about that, but he's going to sit down and he's looking for that oxygen. We're off to another jam here, folks. Killa Bees 67, Near Death Oddities 152. 11 minutes and 4 seconds on the game playing clock.
McLeod 9 out with lead. Sneak attack right on her tail. Sneak attack's going to surpass her. McLeod 9 takes a look at the bench. Waiting, looking at the bench. Takes the direction of the coach. Lets Sneak attack wear off a little bit of energy and calls it off.
Nice heads-up play there.
You know, we've talked about that a fair bit this weekend, the time management, how are we going to let the clock roll? What are we going to do with these call-offs? A smart decision, I think, on that one.
Certainly. Again, we want to thank Calgary Roller Derby and Chinook City Roller Derby for helping put this whole event on. Awesome WFTDA sanctioned play this weekend. Again, we're going to have Mind Fox going up against the Knockouts on our next game of the day. I believe that's our last WFTDA game. Mad Piper out there by his lonesome, followed by Darkwheel. Darkwheel looking around, he calls it to an end. Again, the near-death oddities feeling a little short on this one as number 14 had to take a medical. I'm sorry, I missed it. Oh, sorry, no, that was Darkwheel. Yeah, it was literally just coming around to the pack and calling. With 5 seconds to go. Looks like we're going to have Clancy John. Oh. I see a timeout brought to you.
Okay, change of mind, not a timeout. It's an official time. Well, it's still a timeout, but it's an official timeout, not a team timeout, because sometimes the officials just need to have a lot of fun officiating all the official stuff that the officials do.
Are you saying that the officials are trying to keep things officially official?
Something like that. Sometimes you can have a lot of officials making sure that the officials are all officiating officially.
Well, I'm officially going to say that Clancy John did one push-up. He's going to say, you know what? This nice, slick floor is nice and cool. I'm just going to take a break. Reese, giving him a hard time. I've never seen another jammer want to give another jammer such a hard time.
While you're down there, you might as well do a push-up. Reese and Clancy John now set up. Clancy John maybe a little more tired from his push-up. We'll see what happens here as looks for some outside line. So, oh, wow, look at that. Reese on the inside, very quick, finds an opening.
Again, I think Reese using her youth to her advantage there.
Pack with a lot of speed, some hustle and bustle, some jostling.
Killer Bee is trying to slow down just a little bit. I see chaos assembling as Reese gets spun around.
Ooh-wee.
Spins on her back with a big smile. She's out here having a great time.
Yeah, Reese went down with a big hit there and kind of did the turtle shell spin.
Speaking of people having a good time, it looks like Darkwheel and Sneak Attack injecting a little bit of comedy here just beyond the jammer line.
Killer Bee starting short. Pippi Long stomping's in. Oh, a Mad Destroyer with the big hit there. Trying to knock over.
Sneak Attack.
Oh, but no pass. So no lead jam issued. That means
Speaking of lead jam.
Darkwheel Duck second out. Lead jammer calls it off.
Sneak Attack certainly doing a good job trying to put on the speed to come around, trying to capitalize even though he did not have lead jam. Killer Bees sitting with 71. Near Death Oddities 152.
Look at this now. The Killer Bees have held scoreless the last 4 jams, the Near Death Oddities. Now the Killer Bees themselves only getting 4 points in the last 4 as well on Reese's jam 2 jams ago.
You want to see a little bit more of that smiling going on. Reese going up against Mad Piper off the whistle here. Mad Piper trying to keep Reese encapsulated and slip on around to the outside here. And look at that, folks. Mad Piper. Youth doesn't always win over cunning.
I was starting to wonder if Matt Piper forgot he had the star and not the pivot stripe on. That was some really good defensive moves as a jammer.
We've seen some really good, fifth blocker moves here this weekend. Mad Piper, I think, just using a little bit of his cunning, trying to swallow up that other jammer and come to the outside just at the pivot line.
Reese kind of stuck in the center, stuck up behind that big wall of Masqua there, standing strong with number 3.
That's 3-3, yes. Isa Hotbrod.
Along with Harley Sin and Low Key.
Masqua joining the fray right there at the front. Right at the edge of play, they had to let her go. 4 points.
Matt Piper rolls through for another 4 as well as we continue to roll around this next jam.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, as much as we sit here for about 10 hours a day over 3 days, I'm going to tell you, not every day, even if you have the gift of gab, does it just simply roll off your tongue. Killer Bees sitting with 75, Near Death Oddities 160. We're going to have Dark Wheel Duck going up against Clancy John.
Little jostling there. Everybody right on top of that jammer line. Clancy John tries to take the back of Dark Wheel Duck. Dark Wheel knocked to the inside. Roxy once more brings...
Looks like Savage. Is that Savage went down?
Yeah, that was Savage and Clancy John both taking a tumble. Both of them a little slow getting back up.
Again, coming into these final bouts of this tournament, each of these teams, each of these players has played multiple times, and these days are the hardest.
And again, we did mention earlier, but both Harley Sin and Roxy Balboa both played a game just before this game. That was their second back-to-back games of the weekend as well. This is the 7th total game this weekend for both Roxy and Harley Sin.
Really, Oil City bringing a mix of their 2 mixed gender teams, the Space Oddities and the Near Death Oddities. So they've decided to call the team the Near Death Oddities. Near Death Oddities plays flat track under this team in 2013. Their Facebook is Oil City Derby.
All right, jamming now. We have Show Me and first time jammer of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, Treblesome.
Did you say troublesome?
I did say Treblesome out in front. First time jamming, first time lead.
I think Troublesome's high up on the penalty list at this point in time. I think last time we looked, he had 5.
Yeah, they were showing 5 earlier, so he will have to play a clean game, save for the expulsion as we're coming down 4 minutes.
Show Me getting into the middle of the mix there and just kind of having a bit of a temper tantrum. He hops up. Killer Bees going to the box.
There's a few of them sitting there now as Treblesome scores Treblesome's first jam, first lead,
Gotham
first 4
sitting
points.
Down. Sneak attack. Going up against Dark Wheel Duck. Pippi Long stompings just before the whistle, trying to drag everybody forward. Hops out. Again, Rees is going to put on the afterburners, get into the mix, going up against Masqua, trying to mix things up. Dark Wheel looking on from the rear seat of the jammers here. Sneak attack comes up, calls it to an end. Killer Bees, 75. Near Death Oddities, 172. Coming into these closing moments of this second period playing, we are going to have about just over 2 minutes and 38 seconds, I believe, as we go to full contact co-ed roller derby.
Right now, as we stand, 60% lead percentage for the Near Death Oddities, 28% for the Killer Bees. We've had 6 different jams with no lead awarded as we continue on with our 47th jam of the game.
Of the bout. I want to thank you very much for running that computer over there and keeping our stats together. I would be a complete rookie with that, doing most of those jobs from the center for most events.
So here we go. Show Me's got lead.
Show Me trying to get some instructions from the bench. Looks like he was trying to go around one more time. Knocked to the inside. He's been recycled by number 33. That's Isa Hotbrod. That Near Death Oddities squad trying to come out to turn 1 to keep Show Me entertained.
That's the first time that the Killer Bees have had the lead jam in the last 4.
Roxy Balboa grabbed herself a penalty. She sat down just before the whistle there.
So with that, able to grab 4 points, bringing the total now 79 for the Killer Bees. Near Death Oddities still out in front with a lead of 176 points. 96 of those 176 scored in this second half. The Bees have been able to put on 44 points.
Ripper grabbed herself a penalty just near the end there. She's sitting down for her 30 seconds as well.
Darkwheel Ducks standing up there for his 19th jam of the game.
How about Mad Piper?
Matt Piper currently with 8 jams as Darkwheel able to get out in front and take lead.
Darkwheel looking around. He hits the pack. He slides on through on the outside. Unchallenged.
Darkwheel showing the 4. Matt Piper rolling around. Darkwheel takes the call from the coach and gets that one to be ended just before Matt Piper is able to get in there and grab any.
I'm hearing whistles here. Just double checking what we're going to be stopping for outside of the stoppage of play. Everybody here at Flat Track Fever 2019, again, thanking every one of our volunteers. We want to thank Chinook City Roller Derby and Calgary Roller Derby, both coming together here in Calgary to put on Flat Track Fever 2019.
And of course, Rydell Skates has the skates you'll love from entry level to elite. Their skates offer the latest design and materials for perfect fit and peak performance. RydellSkates.com.
Wore a lot of Rydells when I was speed skating.
And the whistle, 5 seconds as we get ready to return. McLeod 9 on the line. Clancy John had a very, very busy 20 jams, 82 points scored throughout this game.
McLeod 9 trying to put those antics to work as she gets worked over by Masqua.
Of those 20 jams, Clancy John with 11 lead, 55%.
Speaking of Clancy John, he's out there with 4 points as indicated by his jam ref.
And the score clock goes to 0. Clancy John ends that one, and we go into our unofficial score as we wait for the final whistles and the officials to confer.
Again, without that challenge in those 30 seconds, we'll go to an official score. I want to thank everybody for watching here online.
It has been a fantastic day as we have once more been at the Flat Track Fever 2019.
Yes, that's a WFTDA recognized event. As the whistle goes, Near Death Oddities have pulled this one out. 180 points on the board to the Killer Bees, 83. For those of you online, our next bout will be the Mind Fox versus the Knockouts from Kona, Hawaii. I've been Swiss Army Roy.
I have been Fat Boy, and we once more want to thank you for watching. Please join us again once more for the 8th annual Flat Track Fever 2019.
Thank you very much.